Hey guys, how are you doing? People call me Jamie, but you can call me Jaimitos right now. Hey guys, guess what? I'm in holidays! Yes guys, 2 weeks to do plenty of stuff and have so much fun, like you have never seen before. And one of the things, as much as you don't want to believe it, involves something that happened in the morning. I was just doing my stuff, going to the toilet, seeing videos, sleeping, when all of a sudden I saw a thriller about one of the most shocking, disgusting, repulsive, controversial, mind-blowing, or shall I say mind-f-owing, and impressive, craziest, most insane, most how do you say, like visceral trailers I have ever seen in my entire life. It's called Hatred. That's all it is. No part 1, no Return of the Craziest People, or just Behold the Violence, just Hatred. And someone asked me in the internet, what do I think about this video? Before I go any further, I just wanted to share with you the trailer instead. But let me warn you, it's gonna be shocking and it's incredibly disgusting. Having that said, this is the trailer of Hatred.
My name is not important. What is important is what I'm going to do. I just fucking hate this world and these human worms feasting on its carcass. My whole life is just cold, bitter hatred. And I always wanted to die violently. This is the time of vengeance, and no life is worth saving. And I will put in the grave as many.
Are you sure guys you don't want to do something else? Like, there are billions of videos in YouTube. You can actually go watch them, or talk to a friend, go to the restaurant, go to see a movie, talk to your fiancé. Are you sure? Really? Alright, let's keep moving.
It's time for me to kill. And it's time for me to die. My genocide crusade begins here.
And that was it guys, nothing more and nothing else. That's the trailer of Hatred, just some random psychopath shooting random civilians. But let's not take my word, let me just read for you this interesting information that I got from Wikipedia. Let's see. The character player is a mass-killing villain who hates humanity and begins a genocidal crusade to kill innocent civilians and police officers. And also, he uses human shields. In other words, this guy is a bastard, or shall I say, a psychopath, someone who has a mental disease. But okay, I'm just gonna say there because many people just ask me, what do I think? What do you think about this game? Will I play it? Do I really think that it's gonna get a good impact on the people? And I'll start answering these questions. First, what do I think? Like, what can I say? What do you want me to say? Like, for me, I have to admit that the visuals of the game were outstanding. Something that I could expect from a studio like Destructive Creations. But to be fair, I will never ever play this game. Not just because it's absolutely visceral for me, mm, well, I don't know. Yes, it's too hardcore for me, but I don't really think that this will offer me an experience, like a good experience. Because you know, guys, for me, gaming is an experience about having fun. Just have fun with your friends, have fun with yourself, and just that, having fun. And I don't see any single fun in just shooting civilians, just randomly, you know. Despite games like Manhunt and Manhunt 2 do exactly the same thing. You can just randomly shoot people and execute in the most visceral ways possible, and that involves civilians. I have not played that game, but I have seen it, like many people. Other game that I have seen that it has the same thematic is Doom. That's right, and that's my guilty pleasure, and I have to admit I played that game more. And for this, yeah, these are absolutely visceral, but at least in the case of Doom, it was fun. It was fun, especially because the creatures were fictional, they were not real. So I didn't feel any guilt shooting them whatsoever. But here, with the case of Hatred, I don't think I would play it because of those reasons. But hey, I'm not saying that you should not play it. If you want to play it, fine. But I'm not gonna play it at all, believe me. So second of all, what do you think about this game? Okay, first and foremost, it's gonna be polemical. It's gonna throw out a lot of controversy, not just in Australia, in the world. And I bet you a lot that Australia will ban this game. Just like the same it banned both Mortal Kombat and Manhunt 2. It's curious because they are the same people who did not ban the God of War and the Dead Space series. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of controversy, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, many people. No, the person that asked me about this game asked me if I was completely aware that it's gonna be a big difference, because in Manhunt you killed just horrible people, billions, rapists, and and criminals, hitmen, and of course mad scientists. And in this game, it's gonna be the same. No, it's like with Hatred, it's different. You're just gonna kill random civilians. From my point of view, does it really matter? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, for me, the true source, like the true impact that this game realized, is not in the fact that it's violent. It's the fact of how that violence is going to impact here. I'm saying this because apparently the creators were based in the, you know, the two guys who in 1999 did. Alright, that's all I'm gonna say. Because the same thing happened with Doom. People said that it will turn our kids in murderers, and I'm just gonna encourage them to be assassins. And it's just a Grand Theft Auto, which you can see that when you hit a hooker, the kids will act like that. That's what's gonna happen. And for me, well, it's a very hard question, but even though at the end of the day the results were not that catastrophic, even though the same guys, you know, used the Cane of Doom anyway. But what I'm trying to say here is that yes, the game is violent, but per se I don't really think it will encourage the people to kill anyone. I think that what they have really to pay attention to is a couple of things. The first one, the impact on the balance of the people, like how it's going to affect them, how it's not just how bad or how good they're going to feel about that, but what will encourage, like how they're going to affect their temper or their attitude regarding many things. And we have seen a lot of this. Anyway, the second thing is that how long this the impact of this game will be affecting the the people. And when I say like how many days or months or years, don't get me wrong, It's gonna be polemical. It's gonna make history, and maybe for the wrong reasons. After all, even though many people don't know what Manhunt 2 does, it's still in the memory of us. And this one definitely is gonna be a lot of polemic. But per se, it's not gonna encourage us. I don't think it's gonna encourage us to become murderers. But the legacy is gonna remain like for many days. No, I'm saying many months and many years. And of course, during that time, many people will get influenced here and here because of it. So what we have to do is to pay attention, not just not just the grown-ups like me, the kids. Well, of course, I don't really think that many parents will be this reckless to allow their kids to play this. Maybe yes, I don't know. However, like I said, this, like the game itself, is not gonna turn them into bad people. But like the same case of books like the Catcher in the Rye, in which it encouraged David Alan Chapman to kill John Lennon, there's gonna be someone that definitely will take that game to the other extreme and do something really stupid. They're anywhere, in Australia, in Colombia, USA, anywhere. And that's what we have to pay attention to. Not just that the game per se is violent, but what kind of effects will have on those who play it, that involve the kids. Because I'm aware that many people, I'm not gonna say the parents, but many people just ban many stuff before knowing or thinking about the consequences of the game, of how they would impact in the attitude of the player. And because the problem will always be here, not the game in here. Let me just there we go. Yeah, let me just this might take a moment. Here, let me just read another quote from South Park, in the first season, the episode of Death, in which they try to ban Terrence and Phillip. This is said from Stan Marsh. You know, I think that if parents would spend less time worried about their kids' watch on TV and more time worried about what's going on in their kids' life, the world would be a much better place. And like I said, people, we have to pay attention of the impact of the game, and how will affect others. There is something else I want to tell you, and that's well, like I said before, there are many things, but just like Manhunt or like Doom, the balance is not the only thing that affects, or in this case, make the game successful. Because okay, Doom was successful, unlike Manhunt. This goes underground. But you might think I'm crazy, but Manhunt 2 has a really good story. I'm not gonna summarize it because that's not the point of this video. But if you check out it, you will see what I'm talking about. It has really good story, and that's what this game so worth to check out. Just like Doom. I'm saying it because many times the story and the characters is what makes them a game really appealing. Anything, a movie, a book, a game really appealing. Just like The Last of Us. So in other words, if this game, in my opinion, if Hatred has a really terrible story or bad characters, I mean, they don't explain why it's like this or what its motivations, it's gonna be a failure. It's gonna be a failure, and that will definitely reduce the impact of the of how successful this game will be. But instead we have to pay attention to also how it will affect the people in here. So remember, people, First, I'm not gonna play this game. Definitely, I'm not gonna play, but I will pay attention to it because everything I just told you. Second, if the game has a bad character development and a bad storytelling, it's gonna fail. It's gonna be a bop. And last but not least, parents, people, remember, always pay attention, not just more about how this will impact the kid, like how you think this game will impact you and your friends, rather than just the fact that the game is balanced. Because like I said before, we have Manhunt, Doom, and last but not least, Postal. So well, those are my opinions of this game. I hope that wasn't too boring, and I'll be waiting when this game is released. I am Jaimitos, and I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed to make it. And the game, thank you very much. Before I go, guys, let me just ask you a question. How do you feel with the words genocidal crusade? If you guys think that that's incredibly insane and disturbing, then congratulations, because you are prepared to meet this lovely guy in the future. Yes. Yeah.